pass out some things with Reading Plus. And between the various snow days and things such as that, we continue to work with our Reading Plus program, which is something that we started the second semester, and it was with Segna Burkhofer and her reading survey kids. And this is a computer-based program that works on both computation and fluency. And I reported last time that we were going to be doing a leveling test just to find out where our students are at with this. And that first graph is what that did. When you look at, and it says below 5 levels, and it says 48% or 10 students, that would be 5 grade levels. So of the students that we've got in reading survey, 10 of those students are reading at about the 4th grade level. And then you look at the next one below 4 levels, which would be 5th grade, you've got 7, and then you've got the 2, the 1, and the 1. So you see some students who, if you can imagine the average high school class, and you open up your biology book, and you're asked to read a particular section or chapter, and if you're reading at that 4th grade level, that's a real struggle for some of those students. So what this program does, and she does this 3 times a week. When you set up the program, you get little red lights and green lights. Red lights mean you mess something up and you got to redo it. Well, if you only put in, I'm only going to do this for 40 minutes a week, you'll get the big red light and it won't let you go on any farther. They want this to be an inclusive, substantial part of that class time, because knowing they've got to be reading, but they got to read at their grade level. So when that leveling test comes out, then those 10 students, once they've got the leveling test, now they've got a 4th grade passage that they're reading, but then there's a guided reading where it has a little bar that takes you through it, and there's independent reading where they're just reading the passages. And so that's measuring both their fluency and their comprehension at the same time, because they're answering some questions as they go. And then, once they've read so many minutes, or so many words per minute, and they'll move up a level if they gain 70% on the comprehension part of the test. And then they can go up, and we're seeing some improvement. The program, one of the things that it talks about with struggling readers is reading endurance. And you hear that a lot. And, you know, as a former high school teacher, the word endurance in reading didn't mean much to me until you start to see some of these young kids that are trying, and they get a passage, and their endurance is, I get after 2 sentences, I'm done. I can't read it, forget it, chuck it in the wastebasket. I'm either going to bother my neighbor, or I'm going to do something else to occupy my time because I'm not going to read that passage. And that's what they really work on right now, is reading endurance. And so then I've got probably 30 graphs that Segna gives me daily about this, you know, as we learn the program, because it's a rather extensive program. But we're seeing some kids who are beginning to make some gains, and then as they reach that, once they go to that next level, then they get a certificate that Segna puts up on the wall. And you think that'd be pretty hokey, but these kids want that certificate. We have kids that are going into study hall working on the Reading Plus program because they want to continue to move up that level. So just some basic information. I'll continue every month. I'm going to give you an update on Reading Plus, so you kind of know where we're at, because I think this program has the potential to be a pretty positive and powerful part of our building. The other good thing, as we talk about finances, the first 2 years are free. We're kind of a pilot project. This program originated out of Vermont, and they were looking from some various schools that were interested in doing this. And Joe Sunblad approached me and said, "We think this might be something you're interested in." And so we feel really fortunate, and we've got an excellent teacher in Segna Burkhofer that just kind of gets what that looks like and what that should be. So anyway, you can tell I'm kind of excited about it, but it's neat to see kids who have traditionally been struggling readers that don't want to read, that they're finding time to get in there. And they have to get 3 times a week, they have to get it in. So if they don't get it in during the day, you know, for a snow day, they still got to pick it up some way, so now they're going to the study hall, things such as that. So anyway, but that's the update on Reading Plus. And like I said, I'll continue to provide some graphs. And some of these I got to figure out what all these are too yet. Like I said, we're both jumping in with both feet. But not quite sure where we're treading sometimes. So.